Hi, and welcome to a Punk with Toys live Monday night. And when I say that, I just hear Monday Night Raw, so can't really go with Monday Night Live. It just seems wrong. So anyway, see Matt's already in the house. Obviously Matt is probably looking, wondering why there's this comment from myself, but someone had made a comment earlier saying that they thought that the cover, which is The Undertaker, was Glenn Danzig, which I thought was pretty funny. So then I made the comment here for Glenn Danzig, and then I noticed it was gone. I don't know if he removed it or YouTube removes it. Who knows? So anyway, let's see. So it seems like it's going to be me and Matt to begin with a lot. I think Matt's always going to be the first one, but that's cool because it's nice seeing some people support. So anyway, let's get into it. All the people that may be tuning in and watching the replay. Matt, so I know the super chats do. It would have been nice had my comment disappeared, so people aren't looking at it going, why is this guy singing Mother? Some of you guys probably don't even know who the hell Glenn Danzig is, but if you don't, look it up and watch him get his ass knocked out by some big giant bouncer. It's hilarious when you see someone that is a little bit taller than me, has a little muscle, and just thinks that he's a badass, and watching him get absolutely leveled by some big giant bouncer. So anyway, obviously you can hear me, so that's good. So I'm just trying to figure out what the hell should we talk about today. Hoping we get a little bit more than 3 viewers, but hey, you never know. Well, you know what? Okay, so this is interesting, Matt. We're gonna go off on another topic here. You know, he's small and he used to be ripped. Okay, now he's got the belly, and believe me, I know about the belly. All right, but go look at the videos or go look at some footage of him now performing with the Misfits, who still dress as the Misfits. There are like a couple of them. God, I can't think of the one guy's name, but he is jacked. I mean, that guy is absolutely jacked. Hey, Dan Jammin, I got to see you or talk with you yesterday, or kind of go back and forth. I know you were watching Neon at Night, which I think when you get these smaller crowds, you really get to know people. And I know I would say the Full Force used to be really like that. I mean, it's still not huge, but you see now they're getting 100 viewers at a time, so you don't get as much interaction because there's so many people making comments. Again, I know Matthew's always there. No, you got to check him out, Matt. Like, again, just look him up. I mean, now that they're doing that Misfits like reunion tours or one shots, which seems like they do it every year, a bunch of shows. So he just doesn't fit because he looks like the old man, and since the other guys are still all wearing the old Misfit makeup and they're absolutely ripped, and here he comes in with like this mesh black shirt and a big belly, and you're like, dude, man, either go to a gym or put a jacket on or do something. So anyway, let's get into it. I really haven't been looking too much at the toys right now this week, or today, shall I say. I was just working, but I did come across anyone that is wondering, it does look like these all these troopers here are starting to pop up. Chaz here. Listen, if you're not following Chaz the Guru on Instagram, I don't know how you're not, because everyone sits there and talks about him. He has the best memes, but he did post that these figures now are showing up at Target. I guess this was Florida. So he's posted a picture that they're here. And then obviously it looks like, I think we talked about these, the bazooka, the Tiger Force Ram thing. damn thing. That tiger, I don't know, what is this thing called? The Ram Cycle? Tiger Cycle? Whatever it is. Something we never had before. We won the 4-wheeler. But anyway, those things are starting to pop up, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, if you are wondering, here's my dog. I got both kids here, and my dog can't find someone to go sit with, or my kids can't get my dog to sit with them. So, God, you know. All right, hi, Roman Graham. I don't remember seeing you before. If you were in last time, I apologize. If not, welcome. It's great to get some new people. I really do think we're going to grow. And again, I say we because this really is a community. So anyway, the toy hauls, as you can kind of see last week, you guys probably followed the videos. Got a couple Crimson Guards. I think you all did. Dusty Zarana. I will show you what I got today, which will go on next week's. But after this, I'll probably do the video is the Camel Con came in. I even got the Cobra Con. I don't know if anyone's ever ordered from Mattel Creations, but it is a crapshoot when they're going to send it. This thing just went up like 2 weeks ago, and it's already arrived. And he's pretty sweet, and he's one of the snake men, and they put like scales on the plastic, so really cool. I'm looking forward to getting him open. Just getting him open and playing with him and throwing him up on the shelf because I guess I'm doing my end of the year toy stuff. So anyway, good evening, Woodman. Sometimes I kind of screw up names there. Nice seeing you here. Thank you for the sub. Definitely appreciate it. And it was good to know you've been watching for a while. Hey, listen, man, we watch a lot of things, and the way the Instagram, the analytics work is they don't always. It doesn't matter if you're subscribing to people. If you're watching them, they start just fleshing out your stuff, and they push all that stuff out. And there's a lot of people that I'm subscribed to that I never, ever get notifications. So anyway, I'm glad we're getting some more people here. Like I said, I think it's going to take a little while to get everything down. And if you watch some of the other YouTubers, you don't see, the StreamYard thing up here because they pay for it. I'm hoping I'll eventually get to that. I can simulcast on the Facebook group page. Instagram, Instagram can't do it. I'm thinking maybe I'll do an Instagram live at the same time, just kind of pop my phone up and try and draw more people over here. So anyway, I know there's a lot of news that's gone on. So I want to talk about Valaverse and what they're doing. But the first thing, I want to show you the new thing that I've decided to do. And I got this idea. I don't want anyone to think I'm stealing it. I did get it from Geek Dead Life, and they kind of had this idea. But I came up with the vase of Valahans, all right? So I'm just going to keep adding the Valahans to the vase here and see how long it takes to fill it up. So that's about what? How many different figures do they have now? Probably about 15 different figures. God knows there are a lot of Valahans, so I'm going to be building that up. And now you get all those heads, and I think it's time that Bobby Vala, with all the guns that we have, the extra heads and all the hands, he needs to start selling for like $10-15, just a body with no hands, no head, and no gun for like $10. I mean, that would be absolutely awesome. I have a crate. Yeah, exactly. I don't have a crate, but I was just like the idea of what they talked about. And I know you watched Geek Dead Live too, so you probably saw it where they were talking about the not NECA, Super 7 hands, putting them in like a vase or in a jar. And I was just like, you know what? Yeah, dude, I'm just gonna. I looked for something. I need something. And again, that whole bottom is just absolutely full. And I don't think, the way that guy's pumping out, that doesn't have any, no hands from like Hasbro or anything. Not that G.I. Joe gives us that many, but I probably have a bunch of hands just from the small amount of Marvel Legends that we got. So anyway, let's see here. Alan David, nice beware the paint will get chipped on those hands over time. You know what? I don't care. I will probably never change them out. I don't do a lot of different like punching poses and different things like that. So pretty much when I got the trigger hands and the cupped hands or whatever, you know, that's how I'm doing it. Oh, Jason, thank you, thank you, thank you. You know what? Hearing stuff like that, it means the absolute world to me. You know, I've watched. I know I've talked about this before to some other people, and I think I've even talked about on the live stream, different things like that. I've watched a lot on YouTube and how to grow the channel and how to do different things, and I read the comments. And when I hear like what you guys say, how you like just kind of the raw, natural versions of the reviews that I do, it makes me not want to change how I'm doing it. Maybe add some stuff, fix some stuff, but it seems like you guys really enjoy when I do a review the first raw look of it. And I think I really got it when I did that the Tigra, and as some people made the comments about you could really hear your frustration with that, because it really went from like kind of happy to all of a sudden I'm just like, man, this thing is garbage. It's just such trash. But anyway, since we brought up Valaverse, I know Matthew's into Valaverse. Who else is into Valaverse? Just like kind of shoot it like, hey, you know, that's me. Where did I put it here? So I don't know if anyone else is in on this here, but the what is it? The holiday special. Anyone else getting the holiday special? The holiday stuff. If you've been in on the Valaverse for quite some time and you were buying the weapons to replace with G.I. Joe when they first came out, then you probably are like me and have so many weapons that you don't know what the hell to do with them all. And I got to say, this is a really good price. $80 for 98 actual weapons. Doesn't include the muzzles or the muzzle flashes, the interchangeable magazines. I don't know why you need so many magazines, to be honest, unless you just do a lot of photography. And the case is really cool. But again, when you have so many weapons, like I know a lot of us do, you know, I'm not sure, like, I know I'm not jumping in on this, although I do like the Tommy guns. I hate that. I like the Tommy guns. But I'm kind of surprised he's doing Tommy guns when he talks about he doesn't want to do old stuff. Like this is supposed to be more, not futuristic, but modern. Well, Tommy gun is not modern at all, but Tommy guns are so awesome. And like I said, you know, these things were awesome to get when G.I. Joe was giving awful weapons. But now that they give more realistic weapons, hell, I got so many damn weapons. And, you know, here, let's see, Matt here. I already have a shit ton of extra guns. I ain't doing nothing for steel grade. The blanks with the gear packs are more interesting. Yeah, I don't like these gear packs. They kind of, yeah, I don't know. I think I've spoken my feelings with the blanks. How about you give us a whole figure that gives us, you know, that gives us a whole suit here, you know. So here is, you know, this, and I think it looks pretty cool. But now I gotta buy a figure to go with it. It'd be cool if you just gave us a figure that already went with it. Considering all this stuff is this here, I mean, these pouches come off. I mean, everything's actually interchangeable. And here you can get a whole figure for $32, or you can get just the accessory pack. Then you gotta buy a figure to go with it. So as you find them cheap, but some of them look really cool. I like this. I love the M4. I think that just it pops. I did get this. You know, if you haven't watched my reviews, Seems like most of you probably have been watching the reviews. So, but anyway, is anyone? Let's see who. Let's see here. Let's see what was said here. Man, I just got so many orders. Just ordered the bazooka, and looks like he's getting him earlier than expected. Where'd you order them from? Do you mind me asking? Just the regular places, or did you actually get them from somewhere else? Because I know, like, I haven't even heard anything from. I actually dumped my orders on Target and just went through Hasbro Pulse because I can't deal with the constant, pre-charge drop off, but hasn't dropped off yet. Pre-charge again. My personality comes shining through in every review. Don't you know what? Thank you. Like, that's the type of stuff. Like, when I read stuff like that, dude. Honestly, it means so much to me to hear that stuff. I don't think I am. I want the weapons pack because it comes with like a couple new weapons, a Tommy gun. It comes with a couple weapons, but I can't justify, 12 or 13 bucks. $12 or 13 bucks for shipping and handling for more weapons that I already have most of them, to be honest. I like Valiverse. I got every figure other than the Troop Builders and the first Sergeant Slaughter. I didn't want the second Sergeant Slaughter, to be honest. Oh, which is something I'm going to mention. I'm going to show in a minute. But they make some really nice figures. They go with G.I. Joe real well. I don't read the comics, so I don't know all that much about the lore. But it's good. I mean, they are good figures, and they've progressively gotten better and better. So you got it from a secondary seller. I hope you didn't pay too much because I have a feeling these things. I mean, I can find that. I can find Outback and Bat and the Viper, at pretty much any Target right now if I actually want. So anyway, that's so this is what I wanted. Okay, so this was actually, I don't remember who mentioned it, but it was in one of the reviews. I forget what it was, and the guy made a comment, and he said something. He said, "You look like Sergeant Slaughter." And earlier this week, I just happened to be washing my hands at work, and I looked in the mirror, and I made the face, and I went, "Holy shit, I look like Sergeant Slaughter." So I pushed my chin out. I actually do kind of look like Sergeant Slaughter. I think most of you guys would know my feelings, not on the person, but on the character of Sergeant Slaughter, my feelings on it. So anyway, let's move on. So I know Matt's not into Masters. Any of you guys into Masters of the Universe? I know they... look, Articulated Chad is here. Yep, see? Listen up, maggot. I don't know. I can't... I don't know, like... I'm a Hulk Hogan guy. At least I was. He's a bigger asshole than Sarge could ever be in real life. Anyway, Chad, I'll do it on one of your live streams for you, man. Just I gotta get one of the hats. So anyway, they just dropped this. Space Sumo is gonna go up on Mattel Creations. I don't understand why this is going up on Mattel Creations right now. Like, I don't understand the purpose of it. Why it's just on a general release. But you can get the Space Sumo, the pig head, and the flat top Sunman in that 3-pack for $25 right now at Target. You go to the site, it's 50% off. And if you have a Target Red card, you get 10% off of that. So with that said, I'll probably be ordering it because I have issues. But I mean, I do like it. It's pretty cool, but I'm just kind of surprised they're dropping it at Mattel Creation. But so let's see here. You want to move stuff like that. Those Masterverse figures are cool. You know what? I'm holding off on the Masterverse, but I am going to say something. So I don't know if you guys ever go to Toy Habits. They just happen to do a lot of the stuff that I watch or that I'm into. So I know they dropped, they showed Space Sumo. You got Snake Mountain that's coming. This I will definitely wait on. I don't know if anyone else is going to jump on that. But I'll wait on that. I don't have a lot of real estate. I got Castle Grayskull, and it's taking up space. But here's Wave 12 that was released. And I got to say, even though I've seen this Skeletor, I'm not sure about you guys. Must have clicked it, and it went to this. The Skeletor I've seen images of him already. I don't really like Snake Skeletor. Now it's so that's what happens. It slows down, and I think both my kids are probably on the internet right now, and everything is slowing down to a crawl. But hey, you guys are still hanging with me. So yeah, I'm not a big fan of the Skeletor here, but this Roboto is pretty cool. And I've never been a huge fan of Roboto, but it's pretty cool. It's supposed to be the mini comic version. And then here we have another Rulers of the Sun, which I like these. I just think it's a cool lore that they have there. But you're right about these, and then I really want Tongue Lasher. I always liked him as a kid. I always thought he was just really, really cool. And now here's the leak list of the Masterverse figures. And I'm with you, Matt. Like for the 7-inch figures, I'm waiting till they go on discount because they always go on discount. As a matter of fact, we're gonna take a look at something really. I guess we can look at it right now. I had Entertainment Earth up, and I noticed for a place that like their Masters, their Origins figures are actually a little bit more expensive than BBTS. They got a bunch of stuff on sale right now. I mean, this year, you get 2-pack for $10. So, you can get a bunch of these Masterverse figures on sale. And I think that's what most people are doing. Again, this is why 6-inch is a G.I. Joe line. I don't think 6-inch vehicles are ever going to work because, people, they can't sell these Masters of the Universe, vehicles for $30, let alone a $120 vamp. Articulated Chad doesn't like that. I know he doesn't like that because he doesn't like the classified. But that's okay because, like he says, we're all entitled to our own opinion. But there was something that I did see here when I was looking at Entertainment Earth here. Where's the G.I. Joe stuff at? And I know it's Christmas. I know it's Christmas time. Go back to the main page. It's Christmas time, so a lot of us don't have a lot of extra money. Hey, Michael McFarlane Jr., thank you for stopping in. I appreciate it. I love it. Listen, these are new. I'll tell you what, a lot of you guys I have not seen in other on other streams. So it's really cool to see some other people. And maybe we're going to have our own crew. We have our own bunch of guys that, we all get to know each other. So, okay. So I want to look at the G.I. Joe stuff here. I'm missing it. And how they don't have G.I. Joe front and center right now. All right. So I'll type in G.I. Joe. But there was something. They did a lot. We got a lot of stuff on sale with G.I. Joe. But there was two things that really caught my attention. First is this remote control car for under $13. And I know people have modified this to fit the classified. I'm thinking about maybe jumping on here, especially free shipping too. I mean, $13 for a remote control vamp too. So there's a bunch of good prices, especially if you want to get some of these background fodder of these Super 7. Get them for under $8. But I saw this, and I already have it. I spent $150 on this thing. Is this Storm Shadow? Now, I don't know if any of you have even thought about veering off into the 12-inch GI Joes. Because I know they have some really cool ones coming. They are pricey. I got mine up there. I'm not going to move it because everything will come crashing down. So I got them like right up there along with Snake Eyes. And let me tell you, that figure is absolutely awesome. And to get it for $90, 3-0 does a wonderful, wonderful job. So if you're looking for a Christmas gift for yourself, want your significant other, your kids to get you something, man, I would jump on this. Of course, then you're probably going to go down the road because you got to have Snake Eyes to go with Storm Shadow. So anyway, I saw that. I kind of wanted to point out, some of the other prices that we got going on here that Entertainment Earth has going on. You can get these. The G.I. Joe figures. I think these things are actually cheaper. Are these cheaper here than on the Hasbro Pulse site? The Duke and Cobra Commander. I thought they were $44 there. So that's awesome. Thank you, Hasbro. So anyway, that's that. I guess I did mention, I guess the whole thumbnail was the death of Dorkside. So, I mean, it is official. They are done. It says that everything is on sale, but they have definitely not shown anything. They haven't shown anything. Or they're not showing too much that's actually on sale. So I don't know if it's at the end. But has anyone has anyone had the balls to order from Dorkside to see if you actually get your money back? So, okay. So I want to mention this. I understand what you're saying with like love 1130 can't change the scale. That's another deep rabbit hole. I'm with you. And I understand where like Chad, he's a 1/18 scale collector. Now I collect obviously both and everything. But I think it's like stuff like this, you can just get a couple of them and they're just kind of like your centerpiece. Or they're just off to the side. You don't have to have like a huge collection of them. It doesn't help that the Firefly and that Roadblock look absolutely amazing. But when I've seen both that and Snake Eyes go on sale, yeah, I wasn't even about to. So, you know what? Yep, Michael, me neither. I don't have the balls either, man. Like I don't like especially at Christmas time. All right, if it was the middle of summer and you're like, you know what? Nothing else going on here. Yeah, the only Dorkside that I had ordered recently was this guy. I mean, that's something that I've ordered recently. The other things were those the Thundercats. But I got to say, I ordered those Thundercats, and they shipped them that fast. I mean, and not only that, when I ordered them over earlier this year, they didn't charge me any tax. There was no shipping. It's just I ordered them and boom, they just shipped out. Like it was like they didn't take no time at all. So that's cool. That's cool. Yeah. And I've kind of scrolled through and I haven't seen anything. Lots of Funko Pops and probably make my daughter happy, but there's other places you get Funko Pops. So anyway, so is there anything else you guys have been looking at it? Seeing what else is going on? And Chad, are you still in? Chad, are you still still listening? You still in the chat here? So I had a question for you about crossing some lines Not that I would buy this right now. But where is special Toy Arc? Okay. Uh, there's another Marvel Legends, and these guys just pump out stuff like crazy here. Anyone into McFarlane? I mean, that guy. There's like 5 new figures every week, and they actually show up. That's what's even crazier. I'm really thinking. I'm so tempted on this when they go on sale, and they go on Amazon. Trying to pick up all of these figures and do some sort of Michigan football theme, since they are almost the exact same colors of the University of Michigan. And since I'm doing Monday nights, if they end up playing in the championship, I think I might do a live, and you can watch either me flip out or be super, super happy if they win. But my question was for Chad, I don't think he's in here right now, is since he is a 1/18 scale collector, does he do any crossover? Because I wouldn't pick this up for $60 now, but I think we know that this stuff is going to go on sale on Hasbro Pulse, Amazon, probably for half. And I think this bunker, or as as I think Ryan Dole called it, the door, which it basically is. But this thing is actually cool, and I think this would look great if you make a display where it's underneath your Terradrome. But I was just wondering if any of you cross over making, because I know I've done it with some stuff, but I've run out of room in that damn G.I. Joe basement. No, I actually, I'm not even going to touch that Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow up there, because I know everything's coming down. I pride myself in everything not coming down. And you're going to see when I do, I'm going to do the G.I. Joe room, then I'm going to do the classified Invaliverse wall. You're going to see I don't use stands. All these people that complain that their stuff falls all the time, I don't know where the hell they're posing their stuff at. All right? I really don't. Because you know what? Stuff falls from time to time, and I have my stuff in action poses, and there are some figures that you have a hard time standing. But man, some of these guys, and I know they just want to take cheap shots at Marvel, and some of them they just want to talk about how great the Valaverse are and how you don't even need these stands, but I'm going to use these stands. The big thick stands that stick out. But all my figures, and I think only 2 have used any sticky tack. And one is the Alley Viper, where I'm trying to make him look like he's falling over. So when you do that, we're going to see that I don't have any, I don't use any stands. I actually hate stands. I actually think, who was it? Chris on the Full Force was talking about how when Boss Fight Studio gives him stands, he throws them back at him because he hates stands so much. But anyway, I was just wondering, again, this is going to be me rambling on for 30 plus minutes, but I think you guys enjoy it. So anyway, back on the stream. I'm going to get rid of this one. Did you guys want to look at me in the maggots? I push my chin out. So I know I'm getting fat. All right, my face is getting fatter. All right, so this is something I was going to do at the end of the year, but I just happened to get an email from YouTube, so I was like, you know what? I'll address it right now. So at the beginning of the year, I was at somewhere around 200 or so, 250, like in the 200s, I think, of subscribers. I hadn't really focused on stuff. And then I was going to go over the jump, and the jump that you guys have all helped with. I mean, I've done a lot of, no, I did not kick myself out of the stream. I did not kick myself out of the stream. I just had to remove it. All right, I did not kick myself out. I had to kick myself out on that first one when I couldn't get rid of that damn stupid music. That was crazy. I I still can't. Once I get the full version, I'm gonna dabble more in it. But since I have a basic version, I don't. It's hard for me. So I really don't do the Black Series. I have a Boba Fett, and I have. I don't know if I even have. Yeah, and I got Paz Vizsla up there. I love Star Wars growing up. I think we all did. I really didn't get into the Black Series, and their value. Their value is not there. But I do want to talk about it. Like I am going to talk about it when there's new stuff coming out. But half the time I don't know when there's new stuff coming out because you get these credit collections. Well, I guess I lied. I did just buy Ahsoka Tano. I don't know why I couldn't think of her name. I did just buy her the other day. I don't know why either. I just saw her there, and I guess because she's kind of hot in real life. Both of them. The animated one that does the voices, who really should have been Ahsoka. And what the hell's her name? Someone will tell me. Probably Matthew will probably tell me. But no, I don't get into it. But I definitely will. We definitely will cover it when there's new stuff that comes out. Because I think it's cool. And again, I think, it goes back to what Chad talks about, what G.I. Joe and Star Wars, he believes it's a world building. It's world building. It should have vehicles. And I agree. I agree with him, but I also don't agree because I absolutely love classified. But when you guys see the G.I. Joe room, and you can see what it looked like before, I got the flag, I got the Terradrome, I got all kinds of stuff. So I love the world building aspect of it, but I need to world build a bigger house to do everything I want. But what I wanted to talk about, and of course, you guys got me completely off track here, is the analytics. And so this was sent out to me today, and it's just a snapshot of this year. And again, I was looking at it, and it's something I was going to talk about at the end of the year. But I figured we'll probably talk about it then too. Maybe we'll have a few more viewers. But over this year, 908 new subscribers. And I gotta say, the whole reason why I'm doing this, I have worked on presenting better videos, learning different things like that. This is all because of you guys. And I'm not on other channels. No one's ever asked me to be on a stream with them. So it's not like, oh, well, I got a bump because I was on so-and-so's channel. Or this guy was, I got big bumps because of, I think, the videos I was putting out that you guys seem to like. I know because of Matthew, a lot of Matthew and other guys I know that are following the channel, they know me from on the Full Force where I'm making comments, but I don't, I'm not, they don't really talk about me. They don't know how, I don't know if he's ever seen a video of mine. Sometimes I think Chris kind of gets aggravated with me, with my sense of humor. You know what? Listen, Matt, you've watched my videos. I have no focus. All right? My focus is to get from point A to point B, and I eventually will. But everything that's going on in the middle, who the hell? You've talked to me enough to know that, hey, Renegade Biker, thank you for joining. It's going good. Going good. It's nice to see you in here. Yeah, I will say it is hard because, when you're a one-person show, like what I'm doing right now, you're not bouncing stuff off someone else. So the way you're communicating is through the chat. So you want to talk about something, but then you read in the chat, and the chat brings up the Black Series or Valiverse, and it doesn't take. Matt knows how to derail me pretty easily. But anyway, what I was saying was, I've been doing this all on my own here with the help of every single one of you guys. So to gain 908 subscribers in a year, I got to say thank you guys. Here he tells me what, the top videos that I did. As you can see, this was the mixed race Vipers. And the only reason why I even did this was because someone, and I forget who it was, shot me a message saying, "Hey, have you seen this?" And I was literally laying down watching football, and I jumped up and I was like, "Holy crap!" And I did this video, and it popped off with like over 4,000 views. So you look at here what I got here, like the top views here were this Viper, the Thundercats Tiger, which I already mentioned. That was the death of Super 7 for me, even though I did buy a few more things. You can hear my reaction. I think my anger that probably starts to show through. And then this Fortnite motorboat. So I mentioned before, the guy that does all the 3D printing, he'll bring stuff over and say, "Hey, you want to review this?" Yeah. All right, well, I don't have anything to do. I still have The Last of Us from NECA that he dropped off when he dropped off the HasLab for me to review. I haven't touched. And I really wasn't interested in doing this Fortnite motorboat. And then I opened it up, and I was like, holy crap, I need to do a video of this. So it's kind of funny that these three things here really aren't even based. This one here, it's based on Hasbro's Screw Up. This here, what the hell? Now, I don't want to open up YouTube. It's going to slow down my stream. The Super 7 I don't even have anymore. I sold it off. And the Fortnite boat I never even bought. And then, the top viewed shorts. You guys watch my shorts? I don't understand shorts yet. So trying to get it. Well, I just started TikTok. So if you guys are on TikTok, check it out. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. But I did start a TikTok, Punk with Toys. I think I put more skateboarding stuff on it. Which I'm just trying to throw some stuff out there. But yeah, this classified, the classified wall, which has grown tremendously in 15 seconds here. It started to gain. I don't know why. All of a sudden, it started to get a bunch of traction. But here it tells you the community is growing, and and this here I don't understand. It says your most viewed live stream, the G.I. Joe Retro. This wasn't a live stream, so I don't know where YouTube got that from. So anyway, this popped up, and me just rather than going through everything, I just wanted to say, thank you to every single one of you guys, because you guys are the ones that have absolutely made this a reality of what I'm trying to do. Hey, Backwoods, thank you for joining. Yeah, you know what, I don't get it either, man. I don't like. Matter of fact, being on it, I just started like last night. Being on it, I feel dirty. I feel like, although you do find some very interesting dumb ass stuff. Now I tried making my first TikTok today, and it's like so I'm just trying to like put out like a small video or whatever, but man, like I don't get it. I don't get the shorts, but these shorts, like YouTube is, again, like I said, I've watched way too much on how to grow a YouTube channel and do better videos and how to gain subscribers. And of course, like everything that I'm watching on how to gain subscribers and do better videos, I have to look at everything they're saying, and I have to equate it to, what we do. We're a toy community. So I don't, in the one guy that I watch, he talks about, I don't want people coming in that aren't part of the community, because they're going to ruin the analytics, and they really don't care. If you notice, I don't post any skateboarding. I have my own skateboard, YouTube channel that I really don't post anything on, because I felt awkward asking anyone to ever record me or skating, because it's really not that good to begin with, especially at almost 47 years old. But I got to look at what we're doing. And that's why, like you're seeing at the beginning of some of the videos, you're hearing me talk. You see my call to action. That was all new. That was something that I definitely wanted to try. And it's definitely helped gain subscribers, because how many people do you watch that you don't subscribe to? So anyway, again, that's me just getting completely off track. But I don't understand. You know, I'm still having a hard time grasping the shorts. I don't like the vertical format. You really have to do stuff in vertical format. It's hard to like change it if you have a long form. Especially where I am. I'm all over the damn place. What is this here? Why give TikTok a reason to track me with the camera? Listen. I'm all over the internet. All right, it doesn't matter what I do, man. They can track me. What are they gonna get my action figures? Take my USS flag. Good luck getting that thing out of here. A matter of fact, if they can, I'll be more than happy to hire them if I eventually move it. Because I don't want to take that thing apart. But anyway, yeah. So if you are on TikTok, Punk with Toys, again, you're probably going to see stuff that you've already seen on the shorts. And there's some of my skateboarding because I was like, hey, I need to put stuff out there. It was actually kind of funny. I posted like 3 videos and they like hit like 500,000 or 600,000 views, and I posted a few more, and it was like 1 view, 100 and some views. So, again, it was interesting because I asked my daughter about it, so I found my daughter's TikTok, and she does she'll sing and stuff, do the voiceover and everything, and oddly enough, it's actually pretty good compared to what I see a lot of these people do. We're like, oh wow, people are trying to lip sync, and it's like, dude, like you could be saying anything because your lips aren't even close. Let's see here. The shorts are I might watch YouTube if it catches. So, but the thing is, YouTube is pushing shorts like crazy. I don't really want to get into a whole like this YouTube thing, but starting next year, like they're pushing. They want the TikTok creators. They want them over on this platform. They're going to pay more. So those people that are monetized over there, once they get monetized here, they're going to make so much more money. And let me tell you something. You watch these shorts. Here we're going off on a whole nother topic. But listen, you watch these people in these shorts. And I got to say this. Here I am. I'm monetized. I don't make very much money. As a matter of fact, I haven't even made anything yet from here, but I can see how much I'm tracking. Any woman that's halfway decent looking should never not have money, because they flaunt it and all of a sudden they have like 5,000 views, and they don't even have to be attractive. It's I'd like to say it's sad, but I mean, obviously we all watch it. No, I'm not a Transformers guy. I think it's really cool what they did. You knew it was going to fun because it's meant to go with the Saber guy. What was it? I mean, I don't want to insult anyone. The Saber that came out last year. So I'm assuming we should probably go track it and see what it's at. I actually did not pull. Of course, that's one thing I didn't pull over. Yeah, backwoods. You're right. Like, dude, seriously, like in this day and age, there's no. I mean, there's no. Listen, if you don't want to flaunt it, then hey, you know what? That's cool. I'm never going to question someone that isn't willing to put it out there. And listen, my daughter already knows exactly how I feel if I was to catch her. That's why I follow her TikTok now, and it's like, all right, I'll see what you're doing. Same with her like Snapchat. Like, I know exactly what's going on. I know exactly what's going on here. But yeah, you're right. Like, they should never be broke. Like, they never really have to worry about it. Don't follow what they're pushing. TikTok doesn't build a channel; it derails your content. And that's the whole thing. Is I'm very conscious about what I've been doing, and if you've seen any of the stuff that I've been doing, it's all to promote, the figures and stuff like that. So I don't have a lot of time to put into it, but I do want to start getting into shorts a little bit more, like the quick review that I did of Dusty, which I did, again, like I don't know if you guys saw the short. We're gonna have to talk about Dusty and his hat. We'll get to that in a minute. Renegade Biker, what did you say? But about the. Hold on. I gave you the extra classified Zorana action figure today. Hold on, I'm sorry. This has been, Lawrence, did you see the last comment about my supervisor at the place where I work? No, I did not. So, listen, really, you should post a picture of her. I hope she looks like the Zorana. I hope she looks like this one, right? And not the O-ring one, because that one is ugly. Like, that one is. I think that one's not that ugly either, but. Oh, that's cool. Like, you gave her one. I hope she didn't take offense to it. I hope. I hope she didn't take offense to that. So anyway, yeah. So I understand what you're talking about, Matthew. Like, I'm definitely watching the content. And like I said, even with like the skateboarding stuff, that's the one thing when I've been watching and learning about the YouTube, and they're like, hey, you don't want to have. I mean, if you don't care about it, then hey, you don't throw everything up there. But if you're doing a toy channel, you want to have a toy channel. Hell, in theory, I should be focusing on, G.I. Joe and Elivers, because that's the stuff that really, that's what really hits. But I like this Master stuff. I love the Master Universe Origin stuff, and it's hard to break into those collectors finding the channel and being like, hey, we're going to check this out. Although again, like when you look at stuff like Toy Habits, they're doing all that. So, where were we at? Okay, so quickly, let's see here. So let's look at this. Was it Darksaber? What is it called? Deathosaurus. Hasbro. Did I already fund? No, it ends tonight, right? Yeah, Deathosaurus. It ends tonight here. I can't. I don't ever use. I mentioned before. I don't use computers. I don't use a computer now to track what's going on YouTube. So everything seems to be your HasLab. So let's get this up and see. So I know it is fully funded. This active project here. So 2 hours, if you guys, man, 25,000. So what was the? Does anyone remember what the last one was? Does anyone remember what the other one finished at? Because I figured they were going to finish around the same. So let's see here. Oh, right here. It ended. Where's my Sky Striker? Anyone else waiting for the Sky Striker? Because damn it, I want my damn Sky Striker. See, that's me just rambling on. Yeah, so 26 to 11 backers for the Victory Saber. So now if we go back here, has anyone else backed this? Has anyone else backed the Deathosaurus? That's not a weird name, Deathosaurus. How do I know? But we need a HasLab Joe vehicle. What are you talking about? We just got 2 of them. I just need them in hand. Yeah, so this one is almost at the same as Victory Saber, which they're supposed to go together. So I'm assuming they're going to fund about the exact same. So yeah, so backwards, I don't know, like if anyone's listening and they're not looking, he just said, we need a HasLab Joe vehicle. Man, we got to. I'm waiting on the Sky Striker. I don't want another HasLab, for one thing, until I get at least one in hand. And I have this big fear of how big, another classified is going to be. But they did get a Joe one. So you want a Joe classified HasLab is what you're saying. What would you guys want to see as a Joe HasLab? Like as a classified HasLab, what would you want to see what would you want to see them do? Because I think the hiss is wonderful. And I mentioned before, when I do the wall at the end of the year, which I'll actually be doing soon. Once I get these things up, I'll be doing the video, and it'll be going up at the end of the year. You're going to see how big 3D printed hisses are. And it's, again, I mentioned before, it's actually a little bit smaller. They are so big. I don't know where I'm going to put the classified. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm going to find a place. I'm going to have to redo how I do everything. But they're so big. So, see, okay, so the Wolverine, see, I don't think the Wolverine, I don't think that's something that you would do as a classified. I think that's something, and I think you wouldn't do it as a classified. I don't think you do it as a HasLab. I think that might be a fan channel. A matter of fact, for me, I wouldn't be surprised if they do a water moccasin and Wolverine. Because really those things are around, around the same size. But one of the biggest issues with the HasLab is not only the size and the scale of that. You have to find something like, a lot of people said the Mobat. The Mobat only carries one figure. So if you're going to make it so the Mobat carries more figures, then you might as well do the Mauler. And if you have a Mauler, then you realize how big just the O-ring Mauler is and how big an actual HasLab would be. It is way bigger. Armadillo, like, see, so like this here, the Armadillo, I think that's what you meant, the Armadillo. I can't see. That's something that you could easily, do and put it out like the Trouble Bubble that they're going to do. Why? Because Hasbro doesn't do that. I mean, I'm not, this isn't me being a dick about it. That's Hasbro. They won't do it. I agree. Why not just, why not do something where it's like, all right, you know what? Here's what we're going to do. But they look at their costs on everything. It's, I know we all everyone wants to look at Hasbro as a $1 billion company, but G.I. Joe isn't a $1 billion brand. And $1 billion companies are $1 billion companies because they don't do stuff like that. They need a minimum order. That's what they want. When you look at Star Wars, they have that Black Series, Snowspeeder, and TIE Fighter, which is huge. Huge. A TIE Fighter is huge. No one bought them. They waited until they were on clearance before anyone bought them. And it's people are going to wait. And I mentioned before, like, Masters of the Universe Origins, like, those figures those vehicles are like $30 to $35. And not only do they fit Origins, they fit the 7-inch figures. They're made so they fit both of them. And nobody will buy them until they go on clearance. So it's like Hasbro is really the biggest one that they do not want to lose any money. I really do think if we do start to see something, and I believe we are going to see something. So they've already hinted at it. I think they're all going to be fan channels. If they do a Vamp, they do a Wolverine, something like that, I definitely think you're going to see it as a fan channel. Now, if you want to do a Wolverine and update it where the figure is not hidden, but is actually has armor around her so she doesn't get killed, has some machine guns on the front, I think that would actually be pretty cool. Do something to update it. I love that Classified has gone very nostalgic, but I also like when they were doing different things, like at the beginning when they were trying to update it and move it forward. And that's what G.I. Joe needs. They need to move stuff forward rather than live in nostalgia. Why are we still looking at this thing? What we should be looking at is this thing. Like this, when I should be looking at it, I should have it in hand and flying it around on a live stream. Like my 7, 8-year-old self when I got my first Sky Striker, my original Sky Striker. Look at that. I think it's so sweet. Like, I can't wait to get all that stuff. You hear my dog? You hear it? Because I guess my kids aren't, acknowledging my dog, so he's going to sit out there. Oh, let's see here. Oops. So here we go. Yeah, they lost money on the snow speeders and the TIE fighters. And I'm with you, man. The snow speeder, that was one of the few Star Wars toys that I had growing up. But why would you do it now? Like, they've already seen, and that's Star Wars. We all may like G.I. Joe more, most of us, I would assume. I mean, especially watching my channel. But, Star Wars is big. It's so much bigger. And if you can't get people to buy it, then, So I mentioned the Mobat earlier. So the big thing with the Mobat is it only holds one figure. I think that you'd be better off doing a Mauler. The Mauler's bigger. The two figures can go underneath it. The way the turret is actually made, you could probably open up and actually fit a figure down there, because I doubt you'd make it motorized. Which would be cool. I mean, I'd love a motorized 6-inch. It would be like this big. You know how big that damn thing would be? It'd be absolutely huge. I never had the fridge. I actually recently got them because a buddy I collect with, he had his old toys, and he was like, "Hey, you know what? You want them?" Because I don't. I don't collect this stuff, and I'd rather go to someone that I know. So I finally have a refrigerator Perry. He's probably in about as good a condition as the real fridge is right now, because that guy is in some really bad shape, I do believe. All right. So, Daredevil, thank you for chiming in. I haven't seen you. I think a place that would be awesome. A matter of fact, I think that the next HasLab, I think they're done with the O-ring. I mean, I think there'll be more O-ring stuff. I don't think they're going to do any more O-ring. I don't think they're going to do any more O-ring. I've lost it. Any more O-ring HasLabs. I think an amazing playset would be, or a HasLab, would be a Terradrome, but only half the Terradrome. And now, hear me out, because I know right now you're going, that sounds really stupid, but imagine if you did half of a Terradrome, so you could push it against your wall and have half of it. But if you order 2 of them, they make it so it can connect together and you have the whole Terradrome. The Terradrome would be pretty damn big. And you can make it so if everyone comes with a fire bat, you can still drop the fire bat in it when it's connected. Or if you were to push it against the wall, you can make it so like it's coming out, have some sort of flight stand that would kind of sit up against it. But you could push it against the wall. It'd be out of the way, especially if you make it where it's high enough, it stands high enough. You could have all the compartments open up. But if you buy 2 of them, you can push them together. And you could probably get about $400 out of one half. So you wouldn't be forced to buy an $800 HasLab. You could buy, and instead of just having the 2 turrets, you have 4 turrets. So obviously, if you push it against the wall, you'd have 2. I think about things way too much when it comes to toys. As you can probably see. I think a place that would be awesome. The G.I. Joe headquarters, if you did like a pit, I would love. I really thought they were going to do a pit HasLab, because Emily constantly talked about the pit. The Sky Striker, the HasLab Sky Striker, has the what's the cable called? The cable that comes down, I forget what it's called. It's going to drive me nuts. But it does have an actual name. Now, that, if you have an aircraft carrier, if you have a flag, it's made so I can catch it. The original one, which I've lost mine, you have to connect it to it. So I thought they put it there in hopes. I don't think they were ever going to do a flag. Flag would be too big. It's 7.5 feet long, and I remember on the Full Force, Pat was talking. He said, if you ever did another flag, O-ring size, I don't want anyone to think it's classified because that wouldn't fit in anyone's house. You'd have to make it bigger, so it'd have to be at least 8 feet. And I think most people that want a flag have never seen a flag. The thing is huge. And it's not just 7.5 feet long. It's like 3 feet wide and like 3.5 feet high. And let me tell you, unless it's like mine, where I went and I put 2x6s underneath it and I built it up and built a structure underneath it so I could put stuff underneath it, you can't even store stuff underneath it. You kind of just throw stuff underneath it, but you can't have like displays down there. So you'd have to do that. And I don't think they would ever do it in a flag. You'd be talking at, like $800. But I think you could do a pit, another G.I. Joe headquarters, and let's say one of the tiers would be a runway either that you could set behind or in front of it, where it would have the that cable is like right on the tip. Come on, dudes! Come on, one of you guys, you got to know the name of the cable that they use on aircraft carriers. Matthew, I know you know it. You know everything. Morning, Palpatine, but it is night for us. But I'm so glad to see you jump on here. I know you're from the other side of the world, and it's awesome to get a few viewers from the other side of the world. Actually, there are a couple that I've communicated with. So I know when I look at my YouTube analytics, it pretty much says it is all from the U.S. And let's be honest, it's a sausage fest. I don't think I'm going to be finding any girlfriends from doing a toy YouTube channel. That's for damn sure. Yeah, you know what? Okay, we call it a tail hook, but it's called something else. Like the actual correct name is wrister cable. Come on, some of you guys must have been in the Navy and know it. Let's see here. Just 10,000 miles away. Well, not that bad. I mean, if you go to Joe Fest, I'll find a way to get out there. No, you know what? Dude, seriously, I love it, man. Like I like talking with you, and I definitely enjoy our chats that we have. That was an Army. Come on, most people in the Navy, unless they were on it. I don't want to be one of those people that go on my phone and start looking it up. But if you look it up, it's like an wrister cable. I never knew what it was till just recently, because I probably call it, the tail hook, just like everyone else. But it does have an actual name to it. No, small play sets I think would be awesome. I know people have talked about Checkpoint Alpha. Checkpoint Alpha. See, the small play sets for like classified, I think would be awesome. Here's why I don't think Checkpoint Alpha really works right now. I need a vehicle to go with the Checkpoint Alpha. I mean, that is specifically made so you're letting, vehicles cross. I think the Cobra bunker would be awesome. I always liked the bunker. I always thought that was super cool. Again, that's kind of where the idea where I had with the, classified, the classified Terradrome came from, was the bunker. I always wanted two of them so I could put them back to back. As spoiled as I was, my dad didn't buy me a lot of duplicates other than Shipwreck. I don't know if I ever guys told you that story. That's something. I would tell a story. One day I'll tell a story about the aircraft carrier. Maybe I did tell it, but I got 8 shipwrecks for Christmas and an aircraft carrier. My dad thought if you have an aircraft carrier, you gotta have sailors deal with it. Let's see here. So Dennis Goodman, what are you saying here? I think they should make a play set that is sold in 3 separate sections that connect, each worthy of being good enough as a standalone in case you don't want. You know what? I honestly, I'm with you. I think that's awesome. And again, like that goes to my whole concept of, like a Terradrome. But again, Terradrome, I would say, HasLab, where you can push it against the wall and it works. Or if you buy two of them, because you have the space and obviously the funds to do it, you can pull it apart and it's made to connect. But something like that, yeah. And I know a lot of people, they worry. They've talked about like, well, if they do like one a year, what if they stop the line? Well, again, there it is. I'm sorry. There it is. See, there it is. See, the Arista cable. See, I told you or something like that. I didn't know that. I had no idea what that was called. That was just the cable. But yes, it was just the cable or the tail hook. Then I got to know the real name, and I wanted to show my knowledge. And so I knew what it was for the longest time. I remember, but I like the idea of having a modular sets where, yeah, this can be standalone by itself, or if you buy two of them, they work together. You buy all three of them, they work together, and make it so it's different. Kind of like what's that? There's a new Netflix show that's coming on where if you can watch it in any order, and every order that you watch it, it's a different story. I don't know how they're going to do that, how that's going to make any sense, but you can watch it in any order. Same thing. Give us like 4 different pieces and make it so, hey, you know what? Piece 1 and piece 3, you can work with them together. They can combine piece 1 and 2, piece 2 and 4, or all 4 pieces, let's say. Yeah, I think that would be absolutely awesome. So I like that. Yeah, like I said, I like the Checkpoint Alpha, but you really need a vehicle to go with it. And so backwoods, my Checkpoint Alpha downstairs has Law and Order, and you'll see it when I do the video. Law and Order with it, Mutton Junkyard, the Fun School, police car. Yeah, it's yeah, I agree. If you did a Checkpoint Alpha, Law and Order, they're perfect to come with it. But can you imagine that? I mean, you'd be looking at $100, considering you're going to get, the dog, the figure, and then the actual checkpoint. But so tell me, guys, what would you like to? This is related to a G.I. Joe stream. Probably going to do that a lot. So, as I said, I got to get. Come on, some of you guys got to be some Motu guys, right? But what would you guys like to see? I mean, I guess you guys are on board. What would you like to see as small little play sets for the for classified? Because I think that's what you need. You need to have this imagination. I know I'm doing stuff with 3D printing and stuff that gets given to me, and you just kind of, I have a whole thing for Dr. Mindbender, and it's supposed to be a bat creation, but making something else. Let's see here. The tail hook is what catches the Arista cable. Okay, but so I thought that was called like an Arista hook then. Okay, so the Arista cable. Okay, so it is called a tail hook, and the Arista cable is what's on the aircraft carrier. Okay, so that's interesting to know. Listen, my knowledge of the aircraft carriers come from my USS Flag and Top Gun. All right? I'm not going to lie. I love that movie. My dad was in the Navy, but he wasn't on anything in a PT boat, so he didn't really do very much. But it wasn't on an aircraft carrier, so I just know, I just knew that it was called an Arista cable. So I thought it was an Arista hook. But anyway, the Watchtower. Yeah, Watchtower is a good one because you can do a lot of good stuff with that. And really, you can do the Watchtower, and then technically you can kind of convert it if you wanted to and do the Checkpoint Alpha, because I always thought they were so close to being each other. Well, Roman, as of right now, Balaverse is working on a vehicle. It's going to be based on, what is it called? God, I forget what it's called. You can see it on the terminal list. And Matt's going to know exactly what it is. I have a feeling when he does his vehicles, we're going to see just how expensive they are. I have a feeling they're not going to come in for under $200. It's just to get, again, whenever you order anything, the more you order, everything comes down in price. So unfortunately, how many people, I mean, I know a lot of people buy the Valiver stuff. I think some of you guys overbuy it. Now, you don't spend your money on whatever you want. They're army builders. You can have army builders. I think some people go a little overboard, especially the price of it. But hey, you know what? Not my money, so hey, you know what? Support whoever you want. But I have a feeling that whatever vehicle he does is going to be around $200. And when you match that up to, a HasLab His Tank, you're really going to look at it and be like, all right, well, now I see where the value of the His Tank is. What people are going to say is, well, Hasbro's $1 billion company. They should have done that. But again, they're $1 billion company because they make as few mistakes as possible. Same with Mattel and everyone else. I mean, very few people are like Uncle Todd, who just say, hey, you know what? I'm cool with making $1 a figure. Here's 300 new figures this month. And he's going to make a couple bucks. And that production is going to just turn into another repaint. And he says, hey, at least this is, Nightfall Batman. So, yeah. So let's see here. Yeah, I've definitely seen some of your videos. Yeah, it was pretty cool. Let's see what, yeah. So I think the Bivouac, which I recently got, howitzer. And would people really want a howitzer these days? I mean, I still think it's super cool, but I don't know if people really. I know people want the MMS, SMS, whatever it is, the GI Joe version. Yeah. So let's see here. The Cobra Bunker, again. These are they're very basic, easy things. That they can give us that just build that world building. I don't know how all of you guys display your stuff. I don't like just displaying my figures, just standing up like, hey, look, these are the figures I have. Most of them are in some sort of action pose. And even downstairs in the G.I. Joe room, and again, like once I do this video, you guys will see I do, there's a lot of action shots, and then I guess there's some more. The O-rings are harder to get into posing. So, yeah. So, yeah, just definitely more world bearing. And again, this, I really I've thought about it. I got to figure out how I want to do it. Is 3D printing. You build walls, canisters, all that type of stuff. I print just little things, walls, doors, just something that gives your display some depth. And it doesn't even have to be painted. I mean, it's just kind of like in the background. I guess, like non-painted 3D printed stuff is Universal Studios. The Hasbro painted, all nice, that's Disney World. And if anyone's been to both, then when you walk through the Spider-Man, as great as the Spider-Man ride is, when you walk through for hours as you're waiting in line there, it's like, man, these are the cheapest, crappiest computers, and you're playing the exact same half-hour cartoon over and over, and there's like 300 different medias that you could show Spider-Man. Again, another rant that I'm going on, so. Yeah, you know what? This here, I have a feeling, I think we're going to get the MMS. And then I do think that we may eventually get a Sears exclusive his tank that's not lit up. That it'll be scaled back. I don't really want that because the HasLabs are supposed to be one and done. But they got that mold now, and we know that they're going to want to use it. So let's see here. Like now we see fans doing the best, especially in 3D printing, and hopefully Hasbro will take notice and do something. You know what? Some of that 3D printing stuff is absolutely amazing. Speaking of 3D printing, Alvin Littles did get the mech hiss. I don't know if he's displayed it yet or anything like that. So it was actually kind of funny. I think he started following me after he won it on Instagram. I know he did. No, the 3D printing is so cheap. And again, I'm not designing anything, but you go on Thingiverse and you just, hey, look, here's a wall, here's a door. You just start building stuff. Here's a drum barrel. So you get all this stuff. I got like barricades and stuff. It's all this kind of cool stuff that you just find and you just put it in the back. And you just awesome. Like here you go. But again, I know a lot of people did just stand their fingers up. I mean, a lot, the figures back here, they're mostly just kind of stood there, not in action poses. The Classified and Valiverse is all pretty much in some sort of something's going on for the most part. Let's see here. What Palpatine say? Be it Star Wars, Marvel, G.I. Joe, Transformers, the fans are doing the best work when it comes to customizing in big companies. I agree. Like, there are some really, really nice customizers. Same with the people that do like photography. Now, I wish Chad was here. Again, he's 1/18 scale, but he does some amazing custom stuff. I was watching a stream last night, and he pulled a customized Viper carrier that he took the G.I. Joe one and he painted it. And it actually looked better than the 90s G.I. Joe one, to be honest. And it was, a little different. And he just took some stuff. But you're right. Some of the stuff that people are customizing, hell, even the 3D printed Skyhawk that I did on my very low-end 3D printer comes out pretty nice. And again, it's huge. That's why people want these 3D, these classified vehicles. As great as it sounds, you gotta have a lot of real estate in your house. Or maybe you don't collect a lot of stuff. If I didn't collect different lines and stuff, it might be it wouldn't be that big of a deal. If I took my whole room downstairs and said, hey, you know what? I'm selling off the O-ring stuff, which will make a lot of money. I could have nice displays down there, but deep down in heart, I'm still a big O-ring guy. I don't know if Chad's still around to hear that or not. So, anything else we want to talk about? Like I said, I'm still trying to work out how the stream's going to go. I see we get like 17 people. Do you guys like it? One thing I got to ask is you guys got to like the videos. It tells the algorithm for YouTube to push it out. I think we guys. It's my amazing English. I think we can grow this. And again, I want you guys to all be part of it. When we do have 100, 200 stream, I want to see you guys in it. You can definitely see, like, if you watch Geek Dad Life and Toy Anxiety and different things like that, when they have 500 streamers or 500 watchers, they constantly go back to the same people that were obviously there from the beginning. So yeah, that's definitely what, I'm hoping that we can, build on this. So every Monday, 9 o'clock, we're going to do it. unless if you guys can come up with a better day that isn't Tuesday or Wednesday or Friday or Saturday or Sunday. I left Thursday. Monday Night Raw was the big one. I don't know how many wrestling fans I have. So Jason says he'll be here. Again, I appreciate every single one of you guys. And I mentioned it before. I try and respond to every single comment that I can. Sometimes I just don't have anything that I can say. The other reason why, sometimes you'll see me respond to some comments because, and they may not make a lot of sense. Like Matthew today wrote first, and I think he was trying to add it. The problem is on the app, it populates to the last comment that I didn't respond to. So it'll just sit there. So I'll answer a bunch of I'll answer a bunch of comments, and then there'll be like 2 or 3 that I just don't really have anything that I can say to, and they just sit there. And I'm like, I don't want to look at these damn comments anymore on the app. So, so JoJo headquarters, Terradrome, and 3 separate waves. Yeah, see, I think they could do something like this, but you'd have to focus in on one. The thing with the G.I. Joe, if you did the headquarters and you wanted to make it similar to the G.I. Joe headquarters that we had in the 80s, you have to say, well, it specifically has the helicopter pad, it has the bay for the MOBAT or for the Mauler. The Mauler actually does fit in there if you're not moving around. It's so big. Or a vamp or anything like that. So you have to decide if you want to do it like that. If you want to have the vehicles or just do a completely different design and say, hey, I don't want vehicles in my base. Unless I have a fire bat just flying out of the middle. Because it seems like OSHA would have shut that down. I feel like OSHA would not have allowed the fire bat just to fly out the middle of the Terradrome. But hey, what do I know? What do I know? I mean, the X-Men have a jet that flies out from underneath the tennis courts that probably no one uses. Yeah, so it's so I like I said, I enjoy everything. I think again we can make this grow. I mean, I've talked for an hour and a half. Same guys have been here. You're getting to know people. It's wonderful. And again, just hearing Jason say he's going to be here. I know Matthew's going to be here. Palpatine. I mean, again, the guy's on the other side of the world, 10,000 miles away. He gets off work. It's morning for him, and he jumps on. And I like it. It's cool to see the same people. Daredevil here. Let's see here. Daredevil, I'll be there. I think it's very few of us. 40. You know what? You are wrong. You are so wrong. And I know this because when I started skating again, so I'm going to go off on a tangent. Or not a tangent. So when I started skating again, 6, 7 years ago, my ex and I had split up. And we lived together. I couldn't stand being around her. Let's be honest. We're living in the same house. I didn't want to be around her. And my buddy, who never quit skating, he didn't get married, didn't have kids. I messaged him. I'm like, hey, you know what? You still skating every Wednesday? He said, I'll meet you up there. He skates for the team. I thought I'd go out 6, 7 times, kind of get it out of my system. And it turned into be a once a week, twice a week, 3 times a week for a few years. But I thought that, hey, you know what? We'd be like the only 40-year-olds. There are so many more 40-year-olds skateboarding now that just blow my mind. Some of them are really, really good still. Especially if you skate mini. If you skate a mini ramp, and mini ramp is easier on the body. you don't know how to skate it, learn how to skate it. It's so much easier to fall on a mini when you know how to, rather than on a rail, because God, that stuff hurts. Anyway, let's see here. So Dennis, so the biggest issue with a 6-inch mask would be how big those vehicles would be. But if they did the 1/18 scale mask, I'd be all for that, because they would fit in perfectly with your O-ring G.I. Joe. Now, again, if you're not an O-ring collector, you're probably going, I don't care. But they fit perfect. And Matt Tracker landing against Camaro on the aircraft carrier, and that'd be pretty cool. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Let's see here. Okay, so I think that so I guess I should read all this here. You guys are having your own conversation. I think it's due to the person who is in charge of marketing directing. Guess that person is that comes Joe Emily. I guess I have to read back what you were saying. I guess I should have said that before. I don't know what you guys are saying. Personally, I think Emily's done a wonderful job. I've talked about that with some other people. Here's another tangent I move on. Doomhugger, thank you for jumping on. Yeah, I just want mask. You know what? I'm with you. Like, if you just gave me like 6-inch mask figures with the masks, you'd be able to fit so well. Man, I wouldn't hate it. I wouldn't. I definitely wouldn't hate it. So I'd have to read back to all these comments. Seems like some of you guys don't really like Emily. I think Emily's does a wonderful job. I know, probably call me a shill now. Her job is she's a marketing director, and that's what she does. She's not there to design toys. She's not there to tell you what to do. When she jumped on that line, she has pushed it out there. And I know people have said she knows nothing about G.I. Joe. Well, guess what? If you start a job, and let's say you get hired to work at, Dell. You don't know Dell, you worked at Apple your whole life, right? What are you going to do? What you should do is you should jump on and learn what you are working on, okay? Learn what you're working on. Let's say you sell cars. You worked for Ford your whole life. You sold cars for Ford. Now you go over to Chrysler. You don't expect people to go, man, this guy, he knows Fords. And let's say you are selling these Chryslers now. And also you're doing your research to find out, hey, what are the good engines that Chrysler offers? Like, which ones actually suck? What cars sell better? Why? No one's going to look at them and say, man, he knew nothing about Chrysler. And I see him here, and he's doing all this research on it. And he's trying to learn about the legacy of Chrysler and Dodge and Jeep. No one says that. But here in the toy community, it's like, God forbid somebody jumps on, they get put in this job, and now they're trying to learn. I just don't understand how that's a bad thing. But I know people think that it's awful. But go find a marketing director that is a G.I. Joe fan. I don't think there's going to be too many out there. And I know she's done a lot, I think, when she was on Power Rangers. People say she did wonderful. So, but yeah, I think, I don't know, just when I hear people badmouth, and again, if you don't like certain things they're doing, that's wonderful. I don't have a problem with people having just disagreeing. But I do have a problem with people that are mad at her that she's trying to learn about the line that she's working on. Where, you know what, I look at the Star Wars team, and half the time you go, do they even care? As a matter of fact, I'll say this. When I was watching stuff with the Star Wars team, and it was the two girls, Emily is one of her. One is Emily, and then the little short one. I think there's only two girls on the team. I'm not going to say the other thing because I'm not going to be talker art. All right, I'm not going down that road. And anyone that knows what talker art said about the Marvel team, you know exactly what I'm saying. So I'm not going down that road. But I watched them at San Diego Comic-Con, and those two seemed enthusiastic about Star Wars line. They knew what they were talking about. And then they sat down at that panel, and then they revealed that stupid lightsaber, that whole team, and not one of them seemed like they gave two shits about Star Wars. And this is from a non-Star Wars fan. Like, I don't want to Star Wars, not a Star Wars, not non-Star Wars collector. And I equate it to like a lead singer of a band, okay? Now I listen to punk music, you know, like, so there's energy. I see a lead singer that gets up there and he sings his songs but never moves, doesn't show any like energy. Well, man, hell, if you're not interested in playing your damn music, what the hell do I care? I'm not going to get into it. And when I see the Star Wars team, that's how I see them. Then you see the G.I. Joe team, and I know people bash on Lenny. Dude, I'm sorry, Lenny, he's making some of the most amazing G.I. Joe figures that we've ever seen. And I know people say, oh, he's not a weapons guy. And they call them blasters. Listen, calling them blasters is stupid. I'm with you there. Stop calling them blasters. They're guns. If you want to call some of the Viper weapons blasters, that's cool. I got that. But yeah, I think some of you guys, a lot of people, they are bad-mouthing Emily for the wrong reasons. Because she's learning the brand that she works on. I just don't see how that's a bad thing. And maybe that upset a few people. You know, if there's something that you don't like that she's doing, then so be it. Her making the comment of there's other things people need, like tampons, that was a misstep. Probably not the right audience to be talking to. I get that. But when people want to rag on her about her weight and different things like that, like, you know what that is? There's no reason for that. And let's be honest. You guys know exactly what YouTubers do that. There's a bunch of them. And I've watched some of them. Listen, whatever, you know. I've been in some of the groups. I've left some of the groups. It's just, to me, I don't care. All right. But when I look at what G.I. Joe is doing, and I swear to God, like, in my personal opinion, Hasbro gave it to him and said, you know what, I'll just do something with it. And it has completely broken the mold in Hasbro, which makes no sense considering when you care about money that much and it's your product, your intellectual product, I don't know why you wouldn't want it to be bigger. I really don't. But it seems like they just don't care. So anyway, I'm going to have to read through these comments later on. I just kind of went on a complete rant and a complete tangent. Because I don't have a problem with us disagreeing. I think disagreeing is awesome. Politics, you know, we aren't all going to have the same politics. And what I believe, I know I'm going to believe is right. What you believe, you're going to believe is right. But when I hear people bag on her because she doesn't know the product, but she's trying to learn it, and she talks about how she carries, you know, that Zorana in her pocket, like, man, that's someone that's doing their job. I don't know how you can be mad about something like that. That's like, let's say Lenny's making a shitty sculpt, but he's still going to school so he can, you know, so he can make better sculpts. Like, how is that a bad thing? Okay, so I don't like her way of slow release of each. Okay, but I don't understand why you think that it's her doing the slow release. That is a Hasbro thing that is handed down from them. So I'm going to explain. This is an hour and 40 minutes. I'm going to try and wrap this. I'm going to try and make this as easy as possible. So everyone looks at Hasbro and they say they're $1 billion company. There's no reason why they should do crowdfunders. There's no reason why they can't push out all these different things. Well, here's the thing. They're divisions. And G.I. Joe is not a $1 billion brand. Star Wars probably isn't a big brand, nor is Marvel. No, they're bigger brands. Same with Transformers. They have a higher. They're going to get a higher funding to make their figures. So that's why we're seeing all these repaints. All right. So you get all these repaints, and don't get me wrong, I don't need another. I need another fucking Snake Eyes. All right. I'll just say it. But they're able to take from like the Python Patrol and be like, all right, well, we'll repaint the Python Patrol and the Tiger Force and things like that. So what happens is, not only do you have this HasLab, 2 HasLabs, but the Hiss that really blew up, that is going to increase your budget for, the next year. All right. Not to mention all these repaints that you did. And look at Valiverse. All his figures are the fucking same. He has 3.5 molds. All right. There's 3.5 different bucks. They're all the same, yet everyone keeps buying them. And what does he do? He turns around and he's turning that into other molds. All right. G.I. Joe is doing the exact same thing. So here's what I'm going to do. This is the analogy. I live in Detroit. See? Detroit. Detroit Tigers are owned by the Illiches, who own Little Caesars. I'm sure you guys have all heard of Little Caesars. They also own the Detroit Red Wings. They also own a casino, and who knows how many other things they own. When the Tigers sucked now, but when the Tigers sucked in the 90s and they were owned, people would brag on them because they had the $5 pizzas. Why don't they, they have the money. Well, you're not going to take from your Little Caesars and your Detroit Red Wings, who both were making just amazing amounts of money, and give it to the Tigers. No, you want the Tigers, to grow. So it's the same thing when it looks at Hasbro, and you have all these divisions. So you give your G.I. Joe budget, and then at the end of that year, let's say your budget is $40,000, and they've hit $100,000. Guess what? That's all going back into it. You make $200,000 next year, you're gonna get that many more figures. All right, I went off. I'm probably pissing some people off. I think Jason here is like, "What the hell did I turn into?" Toys are supposed to be a hobby. Some of these guys take toys way too seriously. Man, I'm with you, man. I am so with you. If you don't like a toy that they're putting out, don't buy it. Like, you don't have to buy every Snake Eyes. I'm not talking to you, Jason. I'm just saying, like, you don't have to buy every fucking Snake Eyes, especially when they're the exact same. I'm scared to grab a Snake Eyes because everything might go tumbling down. But Fortnite Snake Eyes, he's the exact same. He's the same as 00, 03, the new one that just came out with Timber. Like, I don't need that many damn Snake Eyes, yet I continue to buy them. So, all right. So I think that's enough of ranting for me. We've gone over an hour and 40 minutes. I thought I might even be late picking up my son. I don't even know if we covered anything. Can you imagine if I was going on back and forth with someone? Who knows how that might turn out. So anyway, I think we're going to wrap it up for the night until next Monday, when you guys will all be back. And like I said, looking at the calendar here, let me pull out my calendar if I can actually see it here. Yeah, so Monday. So we got the day after Christmas. We get January 2nd. And again, if Michigan is in the national championship game, I'll turn it on there, and you can either watch me probably get super angry or be super ecstatic, and you're gonna go, this motherfucker ain't even talking toys anymore. Right? I don't like, you want a version? Okay. Version 3 Snake Eyes. That's the version 3 Snake Eyes is the I can't think. Yeah, he's the one that should have been in Dodgeball, right? What the hell? And the Bondage Snake Eyes, right? We've got like 2 swords, 2 knives. I do have him. version 4. Version 4 is the. I hate that one. That blue one. I don't know. I don't think so. There's nothing that I really want other than the one weapons pack, the Delta pack. That's the only one that I want because I have some other stuff. I don't need 98 more weapons from Valivers when I have so many Valivers weapons, and I want the Delta pack. I like the gear packs, but I don't like spending $14 on a gear pack and then $22 on a blank figure to put them together and have now a $36 figure. That doesn't jive well with me. But I think that it's really that weapons pack is really good for anyone that needs weapons. Because like I said, I have every single weapon that's come out, other than what's coming out in Delta. So, but if you have $80, the tin is nice. I was talking with someone and they said, hey, you know what would have been cooler is if they gave you a figure with it, and then say like two packs and maybe less weapons. Like that would have made it worth it because it's like, oh, well, I'm going to get a figure. I'm going to have two different types of packs and everything. I don't know. The stream here. Again, I need to read through all the stuff here. I think, like I said, I can go all over the place. I think you guys know it. Seems like I'm going to repeat myself. I'm wondering if maybe as time goes on, maybe we had a co-host, two of us bouncing things off. Like I said, I can ramble on, but I think obviously as there's gets more, and I'm going to say this, to see how I'm doing everything, I do plan on changing things up when I finally get the full version and learning different things, getting like soundboards and getting subscribers. People that join the Facebook, what is it? I don't know. There's different plans. I created them just because, like, hey, you know what? I'll do it. And, if someone wants to join, become a member, that's it. The member, different things like that. The reason why I haven't shown slides is because I don't understand Google Slides, and that's what this uses. This StreamYard, I can't figure it out, and I didn't want to put a lot of investing into. There's just too much shit going on in my life right now. Let's see, what is it? If I'm going to spend money on army building, I'd rather buy more Cobra officers, bats, etc. than purchasing Valivers. Again, if the Valivers army builders, again, if they gave you this, like if you said, hey, you know what? I want the one commando fully armed for $32, awesome. But if I want to buy a regular figure for $22 to customize, and I want to buy the other accessory pack, I can buy that for $14. That's awesome too. But this here is just a regular army builder. They just call them the infantry commando. Blowback is the exact same, and I'll say it again. They're just $3.50. That's not $3.50. 3.5 different bodies. That's pretty much what they're using right now. They just repaint it and people buy more and more and more. Awesome. I don't think Bobby ever thought that it was going to blow up the way that it has. But again, it's not just Valivers blowing up. When I go on Instagram or Facebook and I see someone that bought 20 Crimson Guards, that's awesome. You probably also bought 20 bats and probably 20 Vipers. And probably, I don't even know where you built, like, where you put all that stuff. I know, talking to Matt, he doesn't have the room. Matt, listen, what's his face? If Chaz the Guru is in here, I was not going to cough the way you just sent me that meme earlier today. So Chaz, I hope you are I hope you're here because I'm calling you out on that. I'm never going to cough like that again. If anyone's interested in what it was, hit me up on Instagram. I'll send you the meme. All right, we went on almost 2 hours. I think you guys can still chat, but I got to get out of here because we're approaching 11, and I want to open this thing up. And since I'm going to do things, first reaction, guess what I'm going to be doing right now. So you still see me with the Boba Fett? I'm sorry, the Mandalorian shirt, D-hat on my next review. So anyway, let's get out of here. What was that? Use the damn cough button. Oh, you know, I know, I don't. Hey, you know what? Hey, if you guys want to send me stuff, I could be like Viper Island. I could say I'm never going to ask for stuff, but then ask everyone to send me free stuff. You know, yeah, send me free stuff, but don't, I'm never going to ask for anything, but send me free stuff. I'm not going to go off on that asshole. Did I say that out loud? I did. Yes, F Viper, but you know what? No, fuck Viper Island. And listen, I don't want to be one of those guys that talks shit about people. I'll speak my mind, and I'll speak the truth. Unfortunately, if you guys are listening to him, you need to rethink it. And not because I don't like the guy, but he lies about a lot of stuff. And you just watch his videos, and you'll see. Anyway, how did we go here? How did we go? Matt, I'm blaming you, Matt. You have a good night, but I'm blaming you for that because you said F Viper Island. Now you're going to steal my material and crop me out, but I'm right in the middle, so you're going to crop the sides. All right, I'm out of here. All right, you guys have a wonderful night. Happy toy hunting. Yeah, you know the drill. We will see you guys all. Yes, he lies about so much. Look at this. This is why we don't get. This is why I don't ever leave. So I don't even leave. I got to eventually. Yeah, I did bring him on. I know. I'm an asshole. I get it. All right, next Monday. Let's see if we can get. How many likes do we have? Can someone tell me how many? All right. So this is something I am currently working on right now. As I said, okay. See, okay. I'm gonna try. Yeah. So it is something I'm looking at right now. I've watched like a lot of different things like that. I have a design that I want to do, and I kind of already have it. I got to get a shirt made and see how it looks, and see if the internet company can do it well. And then we'll put them out there, and hopefully, yeah. Anyway, yeah. So that is something. There's going to be some merch coming that I definitely plan on putting out there for you guys. So anyway, let's get out of here. Next Monday, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. You guys will see me, I'm sure. Anyway, have a wonderful night. What? You know what? Now I'm doing thumb. Listen, we're approaching 2 hours, and I'm doing finger guns at you guys. All right. All right, this time we're leaving next Monday, 9 o'clock. Have a wonderful night. Thumb snaps. We're out of here. All right, have a great night, guys. I'll talk to you later.